Okay.
What's up, YouTube? Brian Rickard here. I'm here with Nolan. Figured I'd go ahead and give a nice little profile for the ABC build I did. I went undefeated tonight against Blue Eyes, Crusadia Guard Dragons, and Endymion. Little bit of spice, but it's pretty much your stereotypical build.
The main board's pretty the same. Yeah, the side deck's where it gets real nice.
Alrighty. So I went 2-0 on everything. Really didn't have to deal with much. 3 rounds is all we really did. But figured it was worth noting. So we start off with your 3A Assault Core, your 3 Buster, and your 3 Wyvern. Pretty standard lineup. I run the 3 gadgets. It's Veiler bait, but at the same time, there's a couple extenders in here that really make it to where you just don't care. 3 gold, 2 Cyber Dragons for Mega Fleet options and for the target for another spice. 2 Turbo Booster because...
Freedom.
Yeah, because even if you Veiler me, even if you Ash my Union Hanger, I can still go Turbo Booster, still go into the Plat Gadget. Hand traps, we run 3 Veiler, 2 Ash, 1 Ghost Sister. Going into the spells, you see the 2 Terraforming, the 3 Union Hanger, 2 Desires, 1 copy of Card Destruction, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Hornet Drones, 1 Living Fossil, and a little bit of warm welcome to my new techie buddy, Transmodify.
And this really put in work today.
Yeah, Card Destruction really did good. You go Card Destruction, drew into Foolish Burial after pitching B and C off Card Destruction.
Got
Foolish
that
Burial,
A.
your A, and
Just, so good.
And Transmodify put in a lot of work. You end up going Union Hanger into Search, Summon into Equip. You go B and C or C and B, and then you Transmodify, send them both to Grave. They chain, so you end up getting a Search, a Summon, and a Cyber Dragon off of it.
It's just,
And to finish up the main board, 3 evenly.
3, let's decide whether you die now or die later.
Exactly the case with Endymions.
Mm-hmm.
Going on into the extra, we have 3 Dragon
Call me
Busters.
daddies?
Huh?
Call me daddies?
Yeah. 1 Mega Fleet, just because I don't like extra links. I don't like link monsters in my opponent's zones. I don't like the extra monster zone. That should be my extra monster zone.
Yeah. I just deciding where you get more room.
Yeah.
And it also can't be used for a fusion, so it gets a good counter to Cyber Dragons themselves.
Right. 1 Kagari, just because you run the Hornet Drones. And you go Hornet Drones, Kagari, retrieve the Hornet Drones, drop Hornet Drones, tribute for Cyber Dragon, and go off. It gets really funny. 2 copies of Big Brother.
PT Gadget.
1 Cleafort Genius for Staple, Underclock, Decode, Triple Burst, Whale Force.
Oh, here we go.
Every single game this card came out, it was over.
Even when it didn't come out.
I seen a build of top 8 list from the WCQ in Venezuela ran this, and I was reading it and I'm like, I really don't see the advantage of it. Every time I played against somebody and I brought him out, had 3 links in my grave. They had anywhere between 0 to 7 at one point. Crusadia.
Hey, shut up.
And yeah, punching for a 4200 Whale Force never felt so good. And a Borreload.
Cause why not?
1 Tsukuyomi, because pitching your whole hand just to generate 2 cards in hand for double buster is really good. And a Tornado Dragon, because I hate macro decks.
Yeah, they've become a problem in the format, haven't they?
Yeah, a little bit. Side, we're packing 3 DD Crow, 1 Link Slayer, just because, well, 1, I don't have Twin Twisters, and 2, a body plus Link material plus back row removal is amazing.
These screw you Salamangreats, this screw you any back row deck currently.
2 deck lockdowns. Oh, this is giving me heartburn.
Search me all you want.
Yeah, deck lockdown, basically 2 turn roll and a summon block from deck, so I really can't argue with its
It's just so good.
Yeah, it works really well against Endymion, works really well against basically...
Even hits your own deck too if you're playing a mirror match, because then you don't get the search with the B, you don't get to do the
summon from deck with
the plat gadget when you summon from when it's destroyed. You don't.
Yeah, you don't get it off silver or gold's tag out, so it's good in the mirror match, and
you don't get your search off of the Union Hanger.
And it kind of helps stop the Cyber Dragon matchup too.
Yeah. Screw your machine dupe.
3 Herald of the Abyss for Time Lords because they do run around a little bit down here.
Yeah, they've been running amok.
It's also kind of fun to drop it against something like Salad because you can rip their Sunlight Wolf off the field before you even play, or
Yeah.
you can bait
The
the
roar.
and that just kind of puts them in a position where they can't play appropriately. 2 Malice Dispersions for the Altergeist matchup.
Oof, so spice.
I was thinking of running Hey Trunades with it because Hey Trunade, they chain all their stuff so it's no longer set. Chain Malice Dispersion, pop it all. But then I realized most of the time they'll have their stuff flip face up unless it's like Solemns and such anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no use in doing that when you can just run the Malice Dispersions.
Yeah, because they want them face up.
1 copy of Crackdown for any machine matchup because it gives me plant gadget material.
And it's just good. And you do run the one time clock underclock taker.
Yeah.
So it's just 2 effect.
Underclock Taker, Triple Burst, Decode, and if I'm playing against Striker, I can take their Shizuku and make a Kagari out of it. So it's just something to work with. And last triple goes in because everything is a light except for the extra deck, and you can play into just
Lights.
Yeah, you can just play into the underclock. The Plat Gadgets and Dragon Busters.
That's-
It's just too easy to play into.
And it really does hit a lot of decks, especially Crusadia Guard Dragon. They just
And it kind
and it does
hits,
slow down the Time Lords too because they can't summon off of the level 1
Yeah, the
maiden.
Time Maiden. They can't, and it hits the. It kind of hurts the Altergeist matchup. It kind of hurts the Cyber Dragon matchup. Not really.
Yeah.
But it stops some of their fusions.
Yeah, then they have to go the XC's plays with the Link.
Yeah, but that's the list. It actually worked really well. I really wouldn't change much. Oddly enough, if you run this kind of a side, you can play going first.
Quite well.
And even if you run this side and you side in and they kind of force you to go again because they have to go first, you can run the stuff like the Malice Dispersion 'cause
Or the
you've seen their
Heralds.
build. Yeah, because you've seen their build already and it gives you the advantage.
And if you need to, then you can side in the DD Crows.
Yeah, because they're good going first or second because it's a preemptive hit.
Yeah, but you just gotta know in the deck is what really makes that decisive. Do you want to run a few test hands, or
Sure, all I gotta do is power shuffle it. You see, one of the tricks to this deck, and it's not really a trick, everybody knows how consistent ABC is, but the potency of the deck really just kind of comes out when you see any kind of extender at work. And seeing those kind of extenders at work, there's not a lot of ways that you can really hit it. Sure, System Down is a card, but you're not seeing
but how often do you see it is the problem,
Yeah.
because not a lot of people run it, because I think ABCs and Cyber Dragons are the only machine decks running around in the format,
Pretty
and there's
much
better tech
Orchist,
monsters.
Orchist, but you don't want to banish a lot of
They're-
the Orchist stuff. Sure, you can hit it preemptively, and that kind of stunts their plays. But stuff like the Nightmare plays, once they get those out, their machines really don't matter anymore.
Once they just drop, they're dropped.
Gautail and Grissu Dongrissu, once they hit any of those or hit that board and then pass, System Down's really not going to matter because they've got Climax for the neg gate, and you have to bait that out. And the chances of you having 2 outs to an entire board like that are a little bit iffy.
Yeah, because I think the best way to deal with it would probably be a kaiju, or, as we all know, sphere mode.
Yeah.
Let me just put a hole in you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't run sphere modes personally because I
You need the normal summon too much.
Well, there's that and the fact that I feel like with some of the ways that I out this build, I can stop them from playing already.
Yeah, if you can, there's no need to build the counterplay if you can stop them from even making the original play.
Right. So, opening up, you see the Union Hanger, Turbo Booster, and Bee Buster. This is a blind second build, so you can afford to burn the hand traps quickly and still open up with a 4th card to run with.
Then you've got
blind evenly.
anything, and just continue your next play.
So my favorite run off this is to go Union Hanger.
C.
You can go C or
I think
you can
C.
go A. This is a hand I usually don't get very often, so you can go with A. Summon A. A will equip C. So now it's immune to traps. I know that doesn't mean much, especially with like Alter guys trying to be preemptive.
Yeah,
But now you can summon Turbo Booster because you've normal
Freedom.
summoned.
And now Link 2.
The Link 2 will go into Plat Gadget,
Platty Boy.
which hitting this is where the play gets semi-fragile. It's not really if you hit it, the deck's dead type. But,
It's just hard to
right.
extend farther.
You really don't need to activate A to get C back, but you can go C Chain Link 1, A Chain Link 2 targeting C, return, and then resummon.
Yeah.
Plat Gadget will summon B.
Do another 2.
Link 2 again.
Probably be the Cleefort.
No, I like to go into the Underclock. I like saving Cleefort for if I have to deal with a big boy or a negation.
Yeah,
that's
and at this
crucial.
point you've already gone through the with the.
So C Chain Link 1, B Chain Link 2, which lets you go ahead and get to another B, summons another B. You can link 3 at that point into a triple burst, and then you make Dragon Buster. And B, since you linked off with it, would have given you another search. The B would have given you a B.
Yeah, because it's just the consistent search.
Yeah.
And the extension for next turn, because this would be after battle phase.
Yeah, which can end on a Buster, and it's also a pitch banish for Buster.
Yeah.
Which, while that's not a really big deal, it's still a disruption, which is really good.
Yeah, because if it was a destroy, then it wouldn't be as good. But it's the banish that makes it just.
So during their turn, you're going to go ahead and simulate that you've already burned it, and you tag out. You have a damage calc negation, so Sky Striker just kind of sucks. You can go ahead and tag that in. Union Hanger will equip a C to B, because equipping C to B, B and C are basically your plays. A is good recycling if you want to run the Grave route, but I feel like Ghost Bell is a little bit too prominent, and Called by the Grave
It's asking for it at that point, because then it's also a negation.
Right. And while Ash can hit this deck, it's not as devastating
Because
to
it
Ash.
slows it. It doesn't stop it.
Right.
And you can't Ash the Union Hanger equip, so.
And then next turn you end up getting the Desires, which doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But now you end up going into a board of like double Dragon Buster, Whale, and a Plat Gadget.
Yeah.
And that's game.
It's just effective.
Yeah. If you go into another test hand, which Underclock. Oh, that's not the right thing to do. There we go. Underclock goes. Going into test hand number 2. This deck very rarely bricks. I think
I think you bricked, once the entire time you've played it here? Maybe 3 times total?
Not even.
Yeah.
With this deck running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 extenders.
10 extenders, 3 ways of actually fixing bricks.
Yeah, you're running 3 of each gadget, 2 Turbo Booster, 2 Cyber Dragon. You're running 10 extenders that are all free, effectively.
Yeah.
So,
Especially the gold and silver. You summon a silver off of the gold and just Saw that play myself, quite hurt.
when you see a hand like this is a little bit rough, primarily because, yeah, you can get into your B and search for A, but if you summon this, then you're not getting into your C's and you're not able to extend, but that's where trans comes in.
That transmodify just
Silver
summoning the C.
into C,
Transmodify.
send off C. C will chain, summoning another C, and we'll summon.
Cyberboy.
Yeah, you summon the Cyber Dragon. Let him in.
Get you the CD.
Yeah, you can make the Mega Fleet, because chances are if you're going second, there's going to be an extra Monster Zone used up. Unless
Yeah,
you're playing
especially when you only dropped the 1 effect failure.
Yeah, Draco really doesn't bother this deck too much because there's response windows, and it turns into a slugfest of a lot of sense. You make the Mega Fleet, you go into C and Mega Fleet into a Plat Gadget. C will summon B, which links into Underclock. B will search A.
And C will special.
No, I use silver. Now you search the A.
Plat Gadget.
which nets you the same board as last time. It's just really consistent to make this board.
It's very linear.
Yeah, it's linear, but it's by no means fragile.
No, it's not like
Yep.
the My Little Crusadia Guard Dragons trying their hardest.
Like the best board that you can make turn 1 is probably going to be sitting on a Plat Gadget, ABC, and maybe Whale. But you're really extending for that, and you're really praying that you don't lose everything in the process.
Yeah, it's hard to make that board because an interruption really does hurt it at that point.
And the reason why I'm a little bit afraid of getting hands like that is because if you don't notice, nothing left in hand. So you're really just kind of preying on Buster's Tag. But the advantage to having Plat Gadget Buster in the deck is that Plat Gadget can summon, Buster can summon 3, 4. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because he can cycle into silver, gold, silver again. 7. So you end up with about 7 to 10 monsters that you have to break through a board on. And even cycling through those, you're getting these 3 pieces back.
And when you get rid of C, you get something because...
Yeah, so you're really... It can be hit pretty hard, but if I have to worry about evenly or something, you get rid of the triple burst and you leave ABC. And then in main phase 2 or in phase, you can tag it off and it's really not a concern. Because that still leaves you with those 3 pieces.
Which all next turn, link
Well,
away.
Yeah. In main phase 2, if they end up getting rid of anything, really the only right answer they have is to kill off A. But killing off A isn't really the primary concern. And you run stuff like Living Fossil.
For the just extension from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Because
And-
I believe that lets you get back you can get back the Link monster just fine there and just...
Well, no, it has to be a level 4 or lower. But you can get back your A's, your silver gadgets, your Sea
Whatever
Crush
you need to.
Wyverns. Yeah, you get back basically any piece that you want, and it gives you extra tutors into kind of just your plays without much concern. But that's effectively the deck list. I figured I'd want to kind of show it off a little bit. I'm a little bit proud of it.
Any last words?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my buddy TJ, my buddy Cody Bielen up in Wisconsin for kind of getting me hooked into ABC. Nolan, thanks man for recording this. And I'll give a shout out to my buddies down here at Level Up in Turn 1 in Oak Ridge. They're actually a pretty cool crew. Shout out to my buddy Steven and Tina up in Corbin. And I think that's about it.
Well, guys, that is everything for the ABCs, and I will see you probably next week with either Altergeist or Cyber Dragons.
Take it easy.